HMD Global has finally made the global version of the Nokia X7 official. And well, we have it here. Yes, the Nokia 8.1 has arrived. So what are you waiting for? Let's take a look at the new Nokia 8.1. Hey guys, this is Rupesh from Beebom.com and this is the brand new Nokia 8.1 in this really interesting color. Well, before we get started, I'd suggest you to hit the bell icon to get notified every time we post an awesome new video. Now that you've done that, let's take a look at the new Nokia 8.1. Okay, so this here is the Nokia 8.1 and like almost every single Nokia smartphone from the recent past, this is a premium looking phone. The beautiful glass back and the dual tone metal frame make up for one great looking smartphone. The front is interesting too, although a little less distinctive. It has the notch, which is something we have seen in so many Nokia phones this year. And the notch here is huge, so there's that. And there's the chin with the Nokia logo at the bottom. So yes, it has the looks of a Nokia smartphone, but I just like how Nokia or HMD Global designs their phones and how sturdy they feel in the hand. It's something I miss in many other mid-range smartphones. Plus the color here really helps the Nokia 8.1 stand out. I think it looks different yet very appealing. Another thing I find appealing on the Nokia 8.1 is the display here. It's a 6.18-inch Full HD Plus IPS LCD Pure display with HDR10 support. Now Pure display is something we first heard with the Nokia 7.1 and it's set to upscale SD video content to HDR-like quality. Well, I haven't tested this out extensively, but on a few SD videos I watched on the Nokia 8.1, there was a slight bump in the contrast, but it's nothing major. Anyway, apart from that, the Pure display tech can also adjust the color, contrast and brightness dynamically. Well, you can always turn it off in the display settings, but I'll be keeping it on to see if there's actually any difference. Pure display tech apart, this is actually a beautiful display. It gets really bright and so far I love how color accurate it is. Plus, thanks to HDR10 support, native HDR content does look gorgeous on the phone. Anyway, coming back to the design and build of the Nokia 8.1, it's got all the basics covered. There's the fingerprint scanner on the back, which is decently fast, so that's nice. And there's the USB-C port, the headphone jack, the usual buttons, and the dual SIM and microSD hybrid slot on board. There's no notification LED here, even though the notch is huge, so that's a shame. Moving on to what's under the hood, the Nokia 8.1 is powered by the Snapdragon 710 processor with up to 6 gigs of RAM and 128 GB of storage. Now the Snapdragon 710 is a processor that hasn't really taken off, even though it has been here for quite some time now, which is surprising because it's a fairly capable mid-range processor. Anyway, here are the benchmark scores of the Nokia 8.1, and as you can see, the scores are definitely better than what you get with the Snapdragon 636 or the 660. When it comes to real-world performance, I've only used the phone briefly, but so far it's all been smooth and nice. Be it usual tasks like app launches or multitasking, or be it gaming. I played Asphalt 9 and PUBG on the phone and the performance was great, so things look positive. Well, the good performance on the Nokia 8.1 can also be contributed to the fact that all of them come with Android One and the Nokia 8.1 is no exception. The 8.1 comes with Android Pie on board and it's mostly stock, which is just the way I like it. So you get the stock Android Pie look and the stock Android Pie features like digital well-being, the new gestures and the various AI features. So it's all good, and given HMD's track record, the 8.1 will definitely get Android Q fairly quickly when it arrives, so that's definitely great. So the Nokia 8.1 definitely looks sorted when it comes to performance and software, but what about the cameras, which has been the pain point of the recent Nokia smartphones? Well, the Nokia 8.1 comes with a 12 megapixel plus 13 megapixel dual camera setup with Zeiss optics on the back. Well, Devinder was at the Snapdragon Summit in Hawaii and he took the Nokia 8.1 along, so here are a few shots from the phone. On the video front, the phone supports video recording in 4K and there's OIS as well as EIS, so things should be pretty stable. Here's a 4K video shot from the Nokia 8.1. So the quality looks good and it's fairly stable. Now look at a 1080p video shot from the phone. So the quality here isn't as good as 4K, but the stability here is so good, right? So yeah, things look good. Coming to the front camera, the Nokia 8.1 boasts of a 20 megapixel selfie camera, which should result in nice selfies. Well, here are a few selfies I took from the phone. Now, most of these selfies look fine, but almost all of them have a little bit of over-sharpening going on. Well, I'll be testing things out more extensively in the coming days to see if that's actually a major issue. Overall, the cameras on the Nokia 8.1 are not extraordinary, but they should be decent for a mid-range smartphone. Lastly, there's the battery. The Nokia 8.1 packs in a 3500 mAh battery, and there's fast charging support with a 18-watt fast charger bundled in the box. Now, I haven't tested the battery on the phone yet, but I think it should be decent enough even if it's nothing extraordinary. Well, that was our first look at the new Nokia 8.1, and while it is the Nokia 8.1, I think it's the perfect successor to the very popular Nokia 7 Plus. At the time of shooting this video, we don't know the price of the Nokia 8.1 in India, but I think it should be priced around Rs 25,000. And at that price, this should be a solid mid-range smartphone. In my brief usage, I've found that the phone has a lot of things going for it. The design is beautiful and premium, the display is almost stunning, the Snapdragon 710 seems very capable, and the camera performance seems decent enough. I don't know if these traits of the Nokia 8.1 will be enough to beat the towering Poco F1, but I believe the Nokia 8.1 presents a good case for itself, and that in itself is commendable. Having said that, we are still testing the phone and we'll give our final verdict in a full review, which will arrive soon, so stay tuned for that. Well, those are our first impressions of the new Nokia 8.1, but what do you think? Tell us in the comment section below. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends who have been waiting for a Nokia mid-range. Lastly, subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.